Hi, welcome to Getting Started Right with Facility Consultations. The purpose of this video today is to help you as a pastor or you as a building committee to ensure that you're getting the right foundation and start before you bring in a consultant to work with you. And so what we want to talk through is just a couple of basic points before we arrive on the ground face to face. The items that we want to make sure that you're ready to discuss. Number one, you need to understand the future potential of your current campus. What's taking place with the growth of your campus and the growth of your community. So what would be helpful is if you would do a facility analysis. And we've got a simple demonstration to show you how to do this. All you need to do is to basically draw out a rough blueprint by hand of your campus. And I want you to think about what the growth rules are there on your campus. We have an 80% growth rule. When a room reaches 80% capacity, it's considered full. And so you need to look at each room and ask yourself how many people are currently attending and what's the potential of each one of the rooms. And there's a different square footage for preschool children and for adults and for students, and you'll see those numbers come up now. Throughout your analysis of your campus, what we want you to do is take the square footage of each room and ask yourself, is this a children's room? And if so, take that square footage, you divide by 20 square foot per child, and that's how many children can fit in that room. And then you take 80% of that number, and that's the maximum number that you're going to run in that room. And so before we get there, we need to see this diagram of your campus and know this is what could take place here on the campus as you're looking for growth and what your next steps are. This will also help you when you're looking at what buildings do you need to build first. So you need to ask yourself, first of all, what is our current campus capacity? The next thing you need to deal with is understanding what are the program ministries, not that you're only just now doing, but what are the ministries and missions that you believe your church should be involved in over the next number of years. You need to maybe have some town hall meetings, maybe meet with some of the different committees within the church that are responsible for the different missions and ministries and ask, what is God doing there and what do they see God might be leading them to start over the next couple of years. This is helping you develop your master plan of your program ministries. Need to decide which one of these things is going to take off first and what type of space do we need in order to do this. An example of that is you might decide that you need to start some type of benevolent ministry. And so the question then asked is, where are you going to store the items that are donated? And so it's a storage issue. Also the distribution of that, where is that going to take place? And so you have to make sure that your storage is close to the distribution and how you're going to be able to set up and manage that benevolent ministry. It might be that you're wanting to start an after-school program for children there on your campus. And so the question has to ask, how much space do we need to start that after-school program? And what facilities is it going to take? And also, what are the transportation needs? Is it you're available to do that and you can work out to have a bus or a van that'll go pick the kids up at school and bring them to your church? What are the options that are available? These are all part of the considerations that you need to have answered before we meet face to face for the consultation. The next step, after you've determined what your growth potential is and after you've determined what are the program ministries that you're looking to start and missions that you're looking to start out of your church, is to say, okay, with this information, what rooms do we currently have and what rooms will we need? Is our first step to build a multi-purpose space or sanctuary, or is it education space? And what does that need to look at? Part of your consideration when you're dealing with the growth is to do a demographic study and look at the demographics of your community and understand the growth that's taking place there. We will gladly run that report for you and get that sent to you in advance as you're doing this process through your committee to determine these needs. The next step is to begin asking yourself if we are going to build, if that's a need, or if we're just going to remodel and restructure some of our existing. It might be that you have a large enough fellowship hall that it could be turned into a multi-purpose space. And so determining how could this fellowship hall be divided up and how could we bring in some walls that'll save on cost of actually building a new campus. So it's a cost-effective move for you, and it also meets some immediate growth needs that you have. So those are some of the first beginning foundational questions that you need to ask before someone arrives on the ground. Now, once you've decided that, some of the other questions that need to be answered, there's this facility questionnaire that you can download from our website and answer some questions related to what your budget is and where you are in your building campaign if you've launched one. If If you need assistance launching a building campaign, we're here to help you with that as well. And you can contact Southern Baptist of Texas Convention Foundation for more assistance with launching building campaigns. A question that you might be asking is, should we build? Is it time for us to build a new building? And so I want to talk you out of building that building. And so that's the conversation that we want to have. You really just need to build that building when you know for certain every room within your church is being utilized to its fullest potential. A lot of times when we go into churches, what we see is rooms are being used for storage. And rooms need to be used for people. You can get storage space. You can build a little garage out back to store items in. Rooms should be used for the people to advance the kingdom. And so we want to look at your campus from that standpoint. When we come onto your campus, we'll be happy to do a facility walkthrough with the map that you provided for us and look at each of the rooms and make some additional recommendations. If it is determined that you're ready to build and your church knows that this is what God would have you to do, then we want to begin that process of ensuring that you know how you're going to utilize that future campus. It is imperative that you know all of those program missions and ministries for the future of your church. And that's a part of this master planning over the next 10 or 15 years. What is it that you believe God wants you to do uniquely in that community context? And let's make sure that we design the building with that in mind. I hope this brief video helps you prepare for whatever building or remodeling you need to do or understanding your facility campus better. Our goal at the Southern Baptist of Texas Convention is to assist you in any way we can. We are here to serve you and your facility needs. So once you've gotten a handle on each of these areas, feel free to fill out the facility questionnaire and send that to me, kpriest@sbtexas.com, and I'll be in touch to schedule an appointment. Thanks for your time.